Okay, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I'd like to thank you for coming this morning. This afternoon, I'd like to announce that the organizing committee chairman that was to chair this session, Mr. Troy Peters, is absent due to a work commitment which has come up, and he wouldn't be able to make it this morning. Therefore, I would chair this session this morning. The Guyana Sports Development Foundation is a non-profit charitable organization which is registered in the state of Florida, United States, and was created initially to assist with sports development of Guyanese in and out of Guyana who are eligible to represent Guyana in a particular sport discipline from the nursery through the collegiate to the professional level. The Scotia Pepsi School Football Academy is in its third year, and the Academy helps to fulfill the mission of the foundation. The mission of the foundation is to assist with sports development for Guyanese in and out of Guyana who are eligible to represent Guyana in the particular sports discipline, as I mentioned before. Last year, at the conclusion of the Academy exercise, we formed a female all-star team. Why did we form that female all-star team? As you're aware, shortly, Guyana will be participating in the Under-17 World Cup competition. And what has happened that out of this school competition, we selected eligible persons who may be considered for the Under-17 team. And we held the competition in December. The drawback that we had from that is that we did not have enough funding, as we were hoping to bring in a team from the Rupununi where there are a number of good players. And as we move forward, the objective of the foundation is not just to have a competition as some people do, but as you see that is going on outside there, we start with the coaches from the schools to train coaches so that they can go back into the school and prepare the students. Now, a lot of people are playing competitions, even at the senior level, and do not know the rules of the game. And we can't continue to go forward like that. And this is why we're very thankful to both DDL and to Scotiabank to be able to carry on this program. We've extended the program, and we're going into Berbice and Linden this year. And it is hoped that as we continue, that there will be a number of Guyanese students coming out of the school system that can move into the club system. And when they do that, they would have already had an understanding of the rules of the game. They would have also been able to be properly coached to understand when a team coach speaks to them, what is required of them. And this is something that we at the Guyana Sports Development Foundation have been trying to put out to the other sponsors of other school programs, that we need to do more than just have a competition. And I think this is very important if we want to advance. I have had the opportunity to work and live in Trinidad and Jamaica. And when the schools' competitions are played there, what you find is that scouts come from overseas to look for players. And we have to work to get to that level. So it's important that this type of activity takes place. And as the sponsor, as the organizers, the Sports Development Foundation, we really would like to thank both Scotiabank and DDL, the sponsors, well, the bottlers of Pepsi in Guyana, for the contribution they've made over these last 3 years towards this program. The schools have responded and are moving forward with the quality of football we're seeing coming out of the various schools under this program. At this point, I would like to invite Ms. Jennifer Cipriani, the representative of Scotiabank, to make a presentation.
Okay, members of the head table, teachers, media, good day. They say that 3 is a crowd, but for this, the 3rd year of the academy, we are certainly developing a crowd, but in a positive way. We started humbly in 2011 with 8 schools in the program. In 2012, we grew to 12 schools, and this year, we're targeting 24 schools. So I say the more, the merrier. This growth in the program, not only in number, but also in the expansion to Berbice and Linden, is heartening for Scotiabank as a co-sponsor. It is also an affirmation that our decision to partner with the GSDF and DDL 3 years ago was a great one. I must thank the GSDF and the hardworking team drawn from stakeholder organizations such as the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Sports, the Guyana Football Referee Council, and the Guyana Football Federation for their commitment to ensuring that the program is sustainable. So, what makes the Scotiabank Pepsi Schools Football Academy different? It is not just a football tournament. It is about growth and development of our youths. This sponsorship, which is done under Scotiabank's Bright Future program, seeks to ensure that we give our children a brighter future by creating opportunities for them, through football, of course. I trust that our children will seize this developmental opportunity and ask that their teachers and parents encourage and support them so they can realize their full potential, not only at football, but in life generally. Best wishes from Scotiabank to all participants for another successful academy. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. I noticed she didn't encourage you to open a savings account at Scotiabank. But you know, one hand with another hand helps to wash a clean hand. So if you have any extra cash, please consider opening accounts at Scotiabank. The other sponsor for our program is DDL under the Pepsi brand. And I'd like to invite Ms. Alexis Langhort to make her presentation.
Good afternoon, members of the head table, the media, teachers, others. Demerara Distillers Limited, under our Pepsi brand, is pleased to once again partner with the GSDF and Scotiabank for hosting the 3rd annual Scotiabank Pepsi Schools Football Academy. The fact that we are here for the 3rd year speaks for itself. As a company, our focus has always been to give back to the communities in which we operate in a meaningful way. 2 key areas of focus for us have always been the development of youths and the growth of sports in Guyana. What we love about this tournament is that it encompasses both these areas. It provides an opportunity for engagement of our youths, and we are providing training to teachers so that it can be continuous and a continuous activity. It is no secret that DDL and Pepsi are known as leading sponsors of sporting activities in Guyana. It is always easy to sponsor a big tournament where there are huge crowds who support ample marketing opportunity for us. But we recognize that unless we start with basics, there would be no such tournaments. We strongly believe that this is our responsibility to support both ends of the spectrum. Today, we are pleased to see the extension of this tournament into Berbice and Linden. On behalf of DDL and Pepsi, I take this opportunity to wish the Academy a successful program.
Thank you very much, Alexis. Again, when you have a sponsor who is willing to put forward, I hope that instead of using Coke, you would remember Pepsi. I have to do the little marketing because next year we're going to be going back for larger sums because we want more schools. So you're banking at Scotia and you're drinking Pepsi. Thank you very much. I'd like to invite another Langhorne to make a presentation. The thing is that to do anything in schools, you must have the support of the Ministry of Education. I'd like to go back in time. I was born a long, long time ago. And I attended Queen's College. When I attended Queen's College, the only way that you could not participate in sport is that you had to have a doctor's certificate indicating that you could not play sport. I had to play soccer when it was soccer time. I had to run track when it was track, and I had to play cricket when cricket was played. I played cricket with what was then the Case Cup First Division at school. I had the opportunity. We had football competition with Berbice and St. Stanislaus. It was big games. I mean, a couple of years ago, I found out that there was no sport really going on at Queen's College. And the principal at that time said that sport had to compete with extra lessons. To my mind, that is nonsense. Right? Sport helps to develop the individual, right? Because you get out, you have to compete, and competing is what you do when you leave school. You have to compete for a job. You have to compete in the wider world. And you learn, and you kept your body physically fit. Mr. Langhorne, Mr. Lindsay Langhorne is the representative, and I hope he will be able to twist the minister and other officials to move towards that thing to get sport fully back in school. Okay. Lindsay? Okay.
Good day, one and all. Thank you, sir, for the introduction. I must say it's not just a matter of twisting the minister, it's a matter of the willpower of us all. It's not just from a ministerial level, it's that the willpower of all to get such things done. Nevertheless, I'd like to start this little presentation with a quotation I heard on national television. It says, as long, there are a lot of thinkers, you have a lot of doers, but unless thinkers think and doers do, progress will just be another word in our already wide vocab. And little do you know that what this academy has grown from 8 schools to now this year 24 schools is not a fly-by-night something that did this had to happen. We had a lot of thought that we placed into this. Even in the planning phase, Mr. Baker was always consulting with us, what can we do to really, for the schools to benefit? Because we didn't just want an activity in which the students would just turn up, play football, yes, this team, the winning team, and that's it. No, we went there looking at the academic development of the student. How can they benefit from these activities? What can they learn? Hence, we even introduced that of the refereeing program for the students, in which they got some amount of knowledge in officiating in football. So it greatly assists them in terms of the CXC program. And that of the teachers also. The coaching aspect is not just about playing the game, as you said. Moving on from this, you expect that the students participating in this competition will sometime represent Guyana. And we saw there was a need for students to know about organized football and not just about running, about kicking the ball. So that's why we encourage now that of the coaching aspect to be on board. So all in all, it's progress, and a lot of things have to be put in place in order to get this going. And from the Ministry of Education, we're very grateful for these things to continue to happen, especially now with our growth. from 8 to 12 to 24. We're going nice, and not just in Region 4, we're now in Region 6, and now in Region 10. We really appreciate this from the level of GSDF, Pepsi, and that of Scotiabank, because it enables a child to have a balanced life. As the chairperson mentioned just now, Queen's College just concentrating somewhat on just the academics. But when you see sports involved in the daily lives of an individual, you really encourage them to be a balanced individual, to survive, so to speak. Because as I would normally say, just imagine someone being so intelligent, yes, in the classroom, all they're good for is just the classroom. They can't simply cross the road because they're not exposed to things outside. So we look to find a balance in life. So on behalf of the Ministry of Education, I'd like to thank DDL, thank Scotiabank, and GSDF for bringing us all together as a body for the benefit of all of our students at this level of football. Thank you.
Thank you, Lindsay. What I'd like to share with you is that the program has started today. As you saw that the coaches program is started today. And actually, it was to start much earlier in February. And when we had put out the program, we did not, you got to remember that most of us, the Guyana Sports Development Foundation personnel, we were up in Miami. And we had not programmed in that this is March month. And our program dates that we had clashed with the school's MASH program. And we started to pull out here. Well, I didn't have a problem. So eventually, it was Mr. Langhorne who guided us through how to deal with the program and get the necessary approval. And the Sports Development Foundation would like to thank him publicly for the assistance that he gave us to ensure that the program started today. Thank you again, Lindsay, and we hope that we will continue to do this in the future. At this stage, I think is what we've been all waiting for. We've been spending a lot of money, which we don't have, and I've been made to understand that both Scotia and DDL will make a presentation to the foundation so that we can pay our bills. The representative from the Ministry of Sport has not showed up, so we will have to move on to that. Oh, sorry. The Guyana football wait, is that there's a media man? That looks like. The Guyana Football Federation is